Hi everyone, my name is Pat McClean-Smith. I am a poet, a mixed media artist, and a mentor. I am very honored to be invited by Yoga Jubilee to share some of my poetry for their I Am Black History celebration. I'm going to share a few poems with you tonight, and I will begin with America's Illegitimate Child. My mother, Africa, was raped by my father, America. He stole up to her shores, snuck up behind her, and violated her valleys, plunged his wicked ways into her wondrous world, polluting her soul and impregnating her with future slave nations. And she gave birth to Afro American Me, America's illegitimate child. Now, mommy and daddy both be ashamed of me. Mommy can't look at me because she say I remind her too much of what daddy did. And daddy can't claim me because then that 400-year-old song that he's been singing for so long about doing nothing wrong will no longer carry a tune. So daddy plays foster father, doing what he thinks is taking care of me while taking care to never really claim me as his own. So here I be, Afro American me, America's illegitimate child. But I miss my mommy. I miss her beautiful black borders, her rivers of radiance, her sweeping sunset smiles. I miss the way she used to be before daddy turned her against herself and against me. Now, when mommy looks at me, it is no longer her child that she sees. I remind her too much of her poisoned past, her fragile future, and all the things she never wanted to be. I, Afro American me, am her enemy. And sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a fatherless child, because my daddy's house is not my home, and most of the time I feel left alone with nothing and no one to call my own. His friends and his neighbors are more welcome than me in his land of the brave and his home of the free, because he closes his eyes and refuses to see his child. Afro American me, America's illegitimate child. But oh, mommy and daddy, I belong to you both. I am blood of your blood and earth of your earth. I am the essence of one and the substance of the other. And I am both the image of my father and mother. So do not turn your back on me in shame, in guilt, or in humility. It is because of you both that I am what I be, your Afro American me, America's illegitimate child. Thank you. And the next poem that I'm going to recite is called My Blues Ain't Yours. My blues ain't yours. My blues be me, proclamated, emancipated, set free, only to be enslaved again by segregation. No, my blues ain't yours. My blues be maybe more, but no less than 400 years of broken black bodies, buried beyond and beneath these beach shores of America. My blues be auction blocks, the lynchman's knot and masters crammed inside my 13-year-old virgin vessel, breeding blue-eyed, black-skinned babies to be bargained for, bought and sold, but never to belong to me. My blues ain't yours. My blues be me, proclamated, emancipated, set free, only to be enslaved again by segregation, sanctioned 40 acres and a mule who had more rights than me to work a piece of land within a land that won't ever belong to me. My blues ain't yours. No civil rights, Klan-filled nights with picnics, parties, and parades held in honor of 3 black boys hanging hung, all because some sheriff caught them making a pass or simply passing by without pausing to bow their heads or lower their eyes in the presence of Miss Ann. My blues ain't yours. My blues be mass migration, thousands of families' determination to make a better life, moving up north, way above the Mason-Dixon line, only to discover that Jim Crow lived there too. He just changed his name. My blues be the 60s, sitting and dying, marching and dying, standing up for, against, and in the name of, or simply standing still and still dying. My blues ain't yours. I've got those last to be hired, first to be fired blues. Those hell no, you can't live here, nigga blues. My blues be the projects, torn down, rebuilt, and given a new name, low-income housing blues. My blues be welfare, refined, reformed, and redesigned to make my life a living hell blues. My blues be overcrowded, understaffed schools with teachers teaching everybody's history but mine. My blues be highway profiling with crooked cops and cranky judges packing already overpopulated prisons. My blues ain't yours. My blues ain't yours. Cause my blues be black. Thank you. And the next one that I'm going to read is entitled Repossessing Me. I want it all back. Everything you took from me. I want my future. I want my history. I want my philosophy that you gave to Greece. I want my Queen Cleopatra and my Socrates. I want the diamonds you dug deep from my land, slave laboring my brother, making him less than a man. I want the gold you hoarded to increase your wealth as you watch my people perish, unable to feed themselves. I want the books you stole from Alexandria and gave as gifts to your Queen Victoria. I want the coal, the uranium you stripped from the earth, things that created and enriched my land with that birth. I want my language you forced me to tear from my mouth. I want my ancestors murdered during the journey south. I want it all back. Everything you took from me. I want my future. I want my history. Give me back my music, my jazz, my hip-hop, and my rock and roll that you watched me create and then you stole. I want my blues back too, black to my bone, that whenever you choose, you think you can claim as your own. I want to worship my own God, the one you beat from within me while whipping my soul with your Christianity. I want my name back because you stole that too, branding me with this title that chains me to you. I want my Swahili, my Yoruba, my Zulu. All these things of my past you just took for free, and yet you still continue to violate me. You chattel my children into inferior schools, giving them underrated education, making them feel like fools. You fill my neighborhoods with guns and drugs, turning young brothers with potential into gangsters and thugs. You pit my brothers and sisters against one another by telling them both that one is better than the other. You pay me less. You pay me less and expect me to live fine, and when I can't keep up, you shackle me to the unemployment lines. You build my homes on unsafe grounds with inferior products, making sure they fall down. You do everything you can to keep me in my place, but every time you look up, I'm still in your face. You see, it was my people who were the beginning of creation, and on the backs of my ancestors, you built this nation. We paved the roads. We dug the ditches. We picked the damn cotton and helped build the bridges. We plowed the fields that cultivated this land. Now you act as if you don't understand why I won't let it go or just let things be because of all you took and how little you give. I'm going to stay in your face for as long as you live, demanding that you give it all back. Everything you took from me. I want my future. I want my history. And the very last poem that I'm going to share is entitled Celebrating My Blackness. I'm going to celebrate my blackness. Ain't going to listen to or care about what other people, even sometimes my own, got to say against it. I'm going to celebrate my blackness. Going to find time every day in some way to thank God for making me one of the most beautiful people on this earth. No longer going to be ashamed of the way my hair, like the roots of my homeland, can defend itself against the fiercest attack, withstanding dying, the lying, the cut downs, the cover-ups, the weaving in and out, and still, like nature, grow strong. I'm going to celebrate my blackness. Going to sing about the way my full, luscious lips lock around my lover, swallowing his smile, strengthening his spirit. Going to pay tribute to the way my proud, plump derriere dances when I move, making men grateful to be alive. I'm going to celebrate my blackness. I'm going to stand up, jump up, hold my head high so the whole world can see and join me in my revelation. Going to shine in the way my skin tones imitate the universe, bursting from bright yellows, soft like sunlight, to brilliant browns, rich and rugged as the earth, onto darker than midnights, making music with our magic. I'm going to celebrate my blackness. Going to clap my hands, stomp my feet, wrap my arms around myself, and shout out to the world as I invite everyone to come and join me in the celebration of the beautiful blackness of me. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody.